from December 24th, 2025 until April 30th, 2026, I had 6 foot surgeries, y'all. I had a really intense case of bunions on both feet as well as hammertoes. And I got to give you guys a backstory, so let's back up a bit. In July of 2025, I went to get a pedicure. I was going on a trip for my birthday, and the nail tech that I went to, he was doing my pedicure, and he started asking me a series of questions. And he was like, do you wear a lot of high heels? What kind of shoes are you wearing? Are you making sure that you have good shoe support? And I was like, why do you ask? And he was like, because you have really bad calluses on the bottom of your feet. Now, I knew that I had calluses, but I didn't know they were as bad as they were. So he advised me to go and get a medical pedicure so that they could cut down the calluses in a medical setting using a scalpel. He was like, I can't do it here. I don't have the tools. You need to go see a podiatrist. Now, I had never been to a podiatrist in my life. I knew that my feet were abnormal, but at the same time, they weren't bothering me too bad. So I didn't think to necessarily go to the doctor and see about my feet. But once he said that, I was like, you know what? I have good insurance. I was working at the time at a company that I had really good insurance with, and I decided to just go ahead and go get a medical pedicure. So I scheduled an appointment to go and get a medical pedicure sometime in October. It was a few months in between when I saw my nail tech and then when I went to actually go take action, because the calluses actually got worse. What really sent me to the doctor was I thought that I had a piece of glass stuck in my foot, and I really just wanted to get x-rays and make sure that I didn't have glass in my foot like I suspected. So sometime in late October, early November, I went into the podiatrist, let them know, hey, I'm here for a medical pedicure. I have really bad calluses on the bottom of my feet. And a part of their process is very similar like when you go to the dentist. They want to take x-rays. They just want to see what they're working with underneath the skin, So I get my x-rays done, and the doctor comes in to speak with me, and he was like,
I'm gonna go ahead and get these calluses cut down, but your bones look like they are very distorted.
He explained to me that the older I get, the worse it's going to get. I would end up having arthritis in my bones. And he was like, the reason you're experiencing these calluses is because your body is trying to distribute your weight due to the fact that your bones are not aligned correctly. He suggested that I get surgery. He suggested that I get bunion surgery and address the bunions as well as the hammertoes from a medical standpoint. And I was like, do you think my insurance is going to cover that? Like, is it not just cosmetic? He was like, this is way past cosmetic. This is a medical necessity for you. You are not going to have much mobility when you get older if you do not address this now. And he also let me know that right now, while I'm still young, my bones are going to heal a lot better now than they would if I were to wait to get the surgery. A part of the podiatrist team that I went to, they had people that have had this surgery, that had bunion surgery. And one of the people that worked there, she was telling me that she actually got bunion surgery on both of her feet, but she got them 10 years apart. The one that she got when she was younger healed a lot quicker and better than the one that she got when she was older. She got the first one done in her 30s and the second one done in her 40s. So just hearing her experience was also, I took that into consideration. And the reason I thought my bunions were so normal is because my grandmother had feet just like mine. And when she was in her 60s, she got bunion surgery. I vividly remember that she had a really, really tough recovery. I saw her healing process and I was scared out of my mind, okay? So fast forward, he lets me know that there would be no reason that my insurance would deny them covering this surgery because it's a medical necessity. It's not cosmetic. And after they submitted the claim to just see if it would get covered, sure enough, my insurance did say, yes, you can get the surgery at no cost to you. I would just have to pay my deductibles and, make sure that I pay any of my co-pays or anything with the podiatrist's office. So I scheduled my very first surgery for December 24th, 2025. Now, I scheduled it for December 24th because my son was off from school for those last 2 weeks of the year, like all kids are. So I'm like, okay, if I won't be able to drive, I'll have to be on bed rest. I would rather do it when I don't have any obligations. So I had already scheduled for my son to be away with his dad during that time so that I could have time to just be. You know, trying to parent and be in recovery from surgery, I just imagine would be really challenging. So I set everything up, and literally 2 days before my bunion surgery was scheduled, the surgeon comes in and he lets me know, you cannot get bunion surgery and hammertoe surgery at the same time. So we weren't going to do both feet. We weren't going to do both bunion surgeries on both feet at one time. That was not the plan. The plan was to do the bunion surgery and the hammertoe surgery on one foot in one surgery setting, and then do the second foot. He told me that because my case was so severe, there was no way that I was going to be able to have bunion surgery and hammertoe surgery under anesthesia. So he told me that I would need to be put under fully in a hospital. He said with the anesthesia that you're going to be put under, you can only be under for 3 hours. And they do have an anesthesiologist that they work with. So I did not go to a hospital. The place that I went to did have a surgical room in the office. So they had they contracted a third-party anesthesiologist company to come in and monitor the anesthesia. But he was like, you cannot be under anesthesia for more than 3 hours. He was like, your bunion surgery alone is going to take me at least 2.5. So he was like, the only thing we could do right now I started with my right foot, my driving foot, he was like, we could do your bunion surgery, and then we're going to have to do your hammertoe surgery very soon after to make sure that everything heals together. So my first surgery took place December 24th, 2025. My second surgery took place January 8th, 2026. So just 2 weeks later, I got bunion surgery and then turned around and got the hammertoe surgery so that both surgeries could heal at the same time, essentially. My very first surgery, my bunion surgery and my hammertoe surgery, the recovery was very, very tough. And we'll get into recovery, you know, I'll cover that a little bit later. But let me just say this right now. I thought I would be up and driving in 2 weeks. There was no way, because I got the second surgery within 2 weeks. So I actually did not drive after my second surgery when I got the hammertoe surgery. I didn't drive for at least a month after that. So I know that there are conflicting conversations around when you can drive again after you get bunion or hammertoe surgery. Every case is different. Mine was severe. So I had pins in my toes and all kinds of stuff. I'm going to stop this video here. So come back for part 2 so that we can continue this conversation. I don't want to make this video too long. I cannot wait to share the rest of my healing journey with you guys and show you guys some before and after photos. See y'all in part 2.